Welcome back, and news of the day for your Thursday, March 4th. And we're gonna start things off by talking about I get a kick out of this. So Ovechkin gets fined $5,000 today, and all the articles say for spearing incident on Trent Frederick. Yeah, he sticked him in the nuts. Like, just say what it is. It's just that's what it is. It's what happened. Because spearing incident makes people think of a guy just taking a stick and ramming it into the guy's gut, or nailing him like they're fencing. Hey, and before that, Frederick gave him a few cross checks. You just knock it off, knock it off, and eventually, that's what happened. So I do find it funny how they're reporting on it, because yeah, and I'm sure Ovie told the NHL, I let him live. I allowed him to continue to breathe. He is still on planet Earth. I may not allow it next time. So yeah, that happened, and then of course there's the Blichfeld hit. So Department of Player Safety will have a hearing today with Blichfeld, who was playing his first game of the season, the fourth game of his career. And honestly, when I saw it the first time, I thought, well, it looks like he hits the shoulder first. There was head contact, but it looked like he hit the shoulder first. And then on the reverse angle, it looked worse. So we'll see how the NHL views it. I don't think it's going to be more than a game, because according to the Colorado Avalanche, MacKinnon seems to be fine, and they're hoping he's not going to miss any time. So if MacKinnon's okay, he only missed the rest of that game. MacKinnon's okay, combined with the fact Blichfeld got a match penalty and was thrown out of the rest of that game. We'll see if it's anything more. I would be kind of surprised a little bit if it was more than one game, but we'll see. It was one of those hits that players should be looking to avoid. It was scary looking, especially considering MacKinnon's injury history. But again, he appears to be okay. The team's saying he's all right, and that's good news. So fingers crossed on that. Everybody who was on waivers yesterday cleared. I didn't find any updates on them clearing today. Nobody even paid any, so they're like, yeah, whatever. So today, Brendan Gooley's on waivers for the Anaheim Ducks. He hasn't played a game yet this year. He was loaned to San Diego, played 5 games there. So odds are he'll probably be on the taxi squad. They'll waive him before they throw him on the taxi squad. Gooley's career's been very kind of all over the place, and he's still searching for that regular spot in an NHL lineup. And at times he's looked good throughout his career, whether it was in Buffalo or now in Anaheim. But yeah, I mean, he's basically the utility defenseman. It'll be interesting to see if somebody else claims him, only because there are teams lacking defensemen right now. So we'll see. If you're looking for Teuvo Teravainen, you may see him tonight. Word has it he's going to be a game time decision for Carolina. If you're looking for Peter Mrazek, it could be a while. Again, with all the... And again, it's not a matter of whether or not people have certain rates to know when players are coming back, but I'm not sure I understand why teams won't just say, so this guy's out 2 weeks. Some of them they'll say, well, he's out 3 weeks. And other ones it's, I didn't even know he played here. I no idea. We're talking about Sidney Crosby. Yeah, I never heard of him. No idea. So, yeah, Teravainen's a game time decision for Carolina. If they get him back, they're even more deadly. Like, it's not like Carolina's had a rough patch lately or anything. So we'll see if Teravainen's in the lineup for them. News on the contract front. Braden Schneider, first round pick of the New York Rangers, he has signed his entry level contract for next year. So it's not signed for this year. It's signed for next year. I know he's played in Hartford. He's had a couple of games down there. This year's just different. Non-contracted players have been playing for their AHL affiliates, because this year's just completely different than all other regular seasons. And yeah, Schneider's ELC kicks in for next season, and there you go. It's gonna be interesting to see whether or not he makes their lineup next season or not. I would think that with the Rangers blue line as it's been, there's been some issues definitely with the Rangers blue line, but I don't think they'll rush Schneider either. So yeah, like I said, MacKinnon seems to be okay. He did exit the game, but they said even in the hallway he seemed like he was probably okay. It feels like this was a precautionary measure with MacKinnon. Like, you're winning the game. MacKinnon takes a hit to the head. We're going to take him out. Concussion spotter takes him out. And but he seems okay. So that's good news, because we've seen enough Nathan MacKinnon injuries over the years. We don't need to see more. Sam Bennett is likely a healthy scratch tonight for the Calgary Flames. So there you go. There's a pixel sighting. You don't have to see 3 cats on the cat trees. So this is a special video. You got 3 cats there. That's Pixel right here. That's Shadow. That's Bear. And Bear's looking over there because her and Pixel hate each other. So that's the wonderment of cats right there. They've lived together for years and they still don't like each other. So the only thing that the cats agree on is that they don't like each other. But yeah, Bennett likely a healthy scratch tonight for the Flames. And in Bennett's case, of course, well, we might as well start the rumor mill again, right? Just crank her up. We'll just start the rumor mill until eventually Bennett gets traded or signs a long-term extension, or whatever happens, right? It has to be frustrating for Sam Bennett because, you know, it is a key year for him. Every year is a key year for these young players, and this year I think probably even more so for some of them in flat cap world and all that. He's not going to get a chance to show what he can do if he's in the press box. So yeah, I don't know how far this Bennett thing goes for how long. But I think it probably goes the rest of this season. I think a lot of players that we're expecting might get dealt. I think a lot of the big changes we might expect with Buffalo, if this thing continues at Buffalo the way it's been, I think they happen after the season's done. I don't think we see it. And I think Calgary's another case of that. Where, yeah, the season's been a poor season for them. It hasn't lived up to the expectations of fans or to management either. But the big moves probably happen after the season's done. So we'll see if Bennett's part of that. A little bit of an update on the TV deal in the U.S. Now, the TV deal in Canada belongs to Rogers for forever. So we don't have to worry about NHL rights holders in Canada because Rogers has that. And, of course, TSN has some regional as well. And I want to say I haven't seen anything telling me that Fox won't still have the regional games. So Fox Sports, if you watch the regional games for Fox Sports, odds are they will keep those games. But it does look like streaming is now part of the conversation. Like, what are we going to do with streaming? Because Disney streaming services has to deal with the NHL that expires this year. And the NHL's made some good money on that. And when that service, when that ends, they may very well move to ESPN Plus. And there's some thought about taking everything that's on NHL TV and just putting it on ESPN Plus and giving them the streaming contract. So that's quite possible. That would definitely improve the NHL's profile south of the border, and NBC would share the national broadcasting rights with ESPN. Is where this appears to be headed. Sounds like a lion's share of it will still be NBC and NBC's sports affiliates, but that because I know NBC Sportsnet is ending, but there's still a USA Network and everything, right? So it looks like NBC and ESPN will be sharing that deal. And yeah, we'll see how far this goes and how much it's worth, because for NHL players and executives, they are really, really curious to see how much money this generates, because this is a league that's going to lose $2 billion this year compared to what it made last year. And of course, the players are bearing the brunt of 50% of that. So if this deal ends up making up for a large portion of what they've lost, that could potentially be huge. So, and of course, a lot of buildings now we're starting to see fans in attendance. Alberta, there's been some talk about Edmonton making that application, and the Alberta government not looking at it right now, but it likely could very well happen before the end of the regular season. And then we get into 2021, 2022 and what that looks like. And just as like a full disclosure on this, I put down a $100 deposit on Vancouver Canucks season tickets just because I wanted to keep the updates, and you know, I don't anticipate actually going full season because that's crazy, but I could probably do a quarter season if I can find the right package. And I think coming out of this, when they are able to have fans in attendance again, I think they're going to do what they can to make sure that they're really able to help accommodate fans where need be. So if I say, look, I want to go to games that are on nights where there's very few hockey games because I don't want to have to come home and do a review that's going to last until 2 in the morning, which has happened. I may be able to find the right ticket agent that can help me with that. So I'm anxious about that, and the only updates I've had is that they've been hopeful that by the end of the regular season, maybe some fans will be allowed in attendance, but it's not going to happen. So, anyways, there you go. The ongoing saga is still ongoing, and it does sound like we're going to get an announcement about a TV deal. I'll say by the playoffs. This sounds like the kind of thing that when Gary Bettman sits down before the playoffs and does a press conference, that they'll slap that down and go, here's some good news for you. And now that I got all of your attention, we've got the big news. So that's how it feels to me, but we'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.